What's good? It's your boy Neutron the Don. You feel me? Podcast. What's good? What's good? Man, what's good? How y'all doing out there? What's good? What's up, Instagram? What up, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you watching it at? You know what I mean? I hope it went live. Did it go live? Yeah. Okay, we live. I don't know. Go find it, baby. Go find it. Go find it. Go find it, my queen. I was just scrolling through the internet, minding my business. It's like, damn. I hope this ain't true. I hope this ain't true. Mind the background. You know, I got my kids in here. My little cousin. She on the phone. I'm on live screen. See. It's my little niece. Let's see what they talking about.
Questionable moves. See, P's entry into the music business.
So they were gonna buy him out of his deal for 150 and have him signed. Baby was like, and they said, "Oh, you can't make your mind up? All right, fuck it. We'll just go to your bosses and give them double for everybody." And they bought the entire 300. Now, when the purchase happens, P gets the 300 million.
What if I told you that one man managed to finesse some of rap's biggest stars out of over $1 billion in potential earnings? What if I told you this same man built his empire on the backs of artists who trusted him only to snake them when the money got too big? And what if I told you that this man's rise to power started with him literally snitching on someone and getting them locked up for 20 years? Meet Pierre P. Thomas, the CEO of Quality Control Music. On the surface, he looks like a successful businessman who helped launch the careers of Lil Baby, Migos, and other Atlanta superstars. But when you dig deeper into the paperwork, the phone calls, and the business deals, a completely different picture emerges. This is the story of how one man manipulated the system, betrayed his artist's trust, and walked away with hundreds of millions while leaving the people who made him rich with nothing. By the end of this video, you're gonna understand exactly how P pulled off one of the biggest finesse jobs in hip-hop history. And trust me, the details are gonna blow your mind. So make sure you stick around until the end, because what I'm about to show you will change how you look at the music industry forever. Before we get into how P finessed his way to the top, we need to understand where this whole story started. Pierre Thomas wasn't always the suit-wearing CEO you see today. Back in the day, P was deep in Atlanta's streets, and according to court documents that surfaced in 2023, his transition from the streets to the boardroom involved some seriously questionable moves. See, P's entry...
Hey, if you just turning in, this your boy QCP from the Migos. This on hip hop history. All this allegedly. This all allegedly. And for fair use purposes, under the statute, you know, fair use purposes, educational purposes for all the up and coming rappers out there. Just something to think about. I ain't saying it's true, I ain't true. But I heard something about that ratting shit though. But you know. Let's go.
Entry into the music business wasn't some inspiring rags to riches story. It was calculated, and it started with betrayal. On December 8th, 2009, P was at an apartment complex that was basically a marijuana trap house, playing Xbox and betting on basketball games. The apartment belonged to his friend, Coron Dennis, and it was about to become the scene of a murder that would change P's life forever. According to court documents, a man named Keon, who went by the street name Stunner or showed up looking to buy marijuana. When Coron went to get the product, Stunner opened fire, shooting Coron multiple times before turning the gun on PP managed to escape through a sliding glass door, but Coron died from his injuries. This wasn't just a random robbery, this was personal. Now here's where the story gets really wild. Instead of handling this situation the way most street dudes would, P decided to cooperate with law enforcement. And I'm not talking about just giving a statement. I'm talking about becoming a full-blown confidential informant. The court documents show that P provided police with detailed descriptions of the shooter, helped them identify Stunner through photo lineups, and continued feeding them information for months. He told investigators that Stunner was approximately 6 feet tall, 200 pounds, with a mohawk and possible face tattoos. But when they first showed him photos, P couldn't make an identification. Here's where it gets really calculated. P kept in contact with investigators, telling them what he was hearing on the streets about who might have been responsible. He provided information that helped police identify Stunner as someone who used the nickname and had previously been a shooting victim. 5 months after the initial shooting, P was finally able to positively identify Stunner in a photo lineup. But P wasn't done. On May 27, 2010, P was at Lenox Mall when he spotted Stunner. Instead of avoiding confrontation, P approached him and started asking if he knew who he was. According to P's written statement to police, he confronted Stunner about the murder, which led to Stunner pulling out a black handgun and chasing P into the mall while threatening to kill him. P immediately called the police and told them exactly where to find Stunner. Within minutes, officers had pulled over Stunner's vehicle and arrested him. The crazy part is that no weapon was found in the car, but Stunner was still charged with aggravated assault based solely on P's statement. The paperwork is crystal clear, fam. P was the only civilian witness listed in the case. His statement was the main evidence that got Stunner convicted and sentenced to 20 years in prison. This wasn't some street justice or self-defense situation. This was straight-up cooperation with law enforcement to eliminate someone P saw as a threat. Stunner tried to fight back from prison, writing letters to the judge claiming that P had made false accusations because P was afraid Stunner would retaliate for P shooting him first. But it was too late. The damage was done and Stunner was locked up for 2 decades. But here's the crazy part. P used this situation as his origin story for getting into music. He's been quoted saying he wanted to get into the music business as a way to get out of the streets and see his kids grow up. What he doesn't mention is that his way out involved putting another man behind bars.
Hey, if you watching, when you watching that, make sure you comment or do something, you know what I'm saying? So just comment, engage with your boy, let me know where you're watching from, where you at. But damn, this how the narrative can go. You see how they putting this shit together like this? Now, but this sounds like some shit because I'm looking at him. He looking like he goddamn Haitian or Jamaican. See, we gotta start questioning. You see where they from? They background. Fuck. See, we normally like in Charlotte or wherever we ask what hood you from. We need to start asking what country you from, because everybody kinfolk ain't kinfolk. Let's go. I mean, that just keep it real. Look at this shit. You know what I'm saying? He look like a damn Haitian or Jamaican, Caribbean. You're not from America. I can tell.
Bars for 2 decades. The timeline is what makes this whole thing suspicious. The Stunner situation happened in 2009 and 2010. Quality Control Music was founded in 2013. That's a pretty quick turnaround from street life to having enough capital to start signing major artists. The question becomes, where did that initial money really come from? P claims he was already a millionaire before getting into music, but when you look at the facts, that timeline doesn't quite add up. How does someone go from being involved in street-level transactions to having millions to invest in a record label in just...
Yeah. The hell? What? Shit, man, listen. This some police shit. Whoever this hip hop is, this some police shit right here. But I'm here to watch. I'm trying to see if he finesse my boy. If he finesse it kind of feel like it. You know what I'm saying? Kind of feel like it. Because the Migos broke up for a reason.
In just 3 years? Either P was sitting on way more money than anyone knew, or there are parts of this story that haven't been told. What we do know is that P was incredibly strategic about how he entered the music business. He wasn't trying to be the flashy label head throwing money around at industry parties. Instead, he was methodical. He studied the Atlanta music scene, identified the gaps in the market, and positioned himself to fill those gaps. P understood something that a lot of other label executives missed. Atlanta's street culture and its music culture were completely intertwined. You couldn't succeed in one without understanding the other. His street background, as problematic as it was, gave him credibility with artists who were coming from similar situations. But P also understood that the street credibility alone wasn't enough. He needed to learn the business side of music, and he needed to do it fast. According to people who knew him during this period, P was constantly studying contracts, learning about publishing, and figuring out how the major label system worked. The genius of P's approach was that he didn't try to compete with major labels on their terms. Instead, he created a different model, one that combined street credibility with business sophistication. He could talk to artists in their language, but he could also structure deals that protected his interests. This is where P's background in the streets actually helped him in an unexpected way. Street life teaches you to be paranoid, to always think about how people might try to take advantage of you, and to structure situations so that you maintain control. Those same skills translated perfectly to the music.
What's good? What's good? Hey, listen. Stop. I know y'all hear my dogs in the background.
Music business. P also understood that loyalty was a currency in both the streets and the music industry. If he could get artists to see him as family rather than just a business partner, they would be less likely to question his decisions or look too closely at the contracts they were signing. So how does someone go from being a street dude to having enough money to start signing major artists? That's where P's story gets really interesting, because the timeline doesn't quite add up the way he wants you to think it does. When P and Coach K founded Quality Control Music in 2013, they
hold on. So why y'all ain't talking about Coach K? Like, cause you saying P? What about Coach K? He in it too. I hope you're gonna talk about Coach K.
weren't starting from scratch. They had been watching the Atlanta music scene for years, studying which artists were building real fan bases and which ones were just making noise. Their first major signing was the Migos, but that wasn't a random choice. It was a calculated business decision.
Listen, I'm talking about you don't want to be talking while I'm in the same building, bro.
The Migos had already released several mixtapes and were generating serious.
Hold on, let me send my boy the link. Hold up, let me send my boy the link. He want to come on up, my boy CZ. Yes, what's up, family? Oh, I'm on live screen right now, okay? Hey, which one your Facebook, bro? Which one your inbox? You got something on Facebook? Hold on. CZ. Which one? Let me see.
No, cheers, man. Right, that's shit. Send let me see the page. Hold on, one bit. I'm fucking up.
Yeah, you fucking up. Share CZ.
Oh, that's the one.
Bro, look right here, bro.
Yeah, hold on. It's this one when I got the glasses on.
Man, nigga scam so much. Nigga got how many pages nigga got? My boy, they ain't even showing up.
That one, bro. It's the cheers. Cheers.
Bro, I'm not even friends with that. That's
Yes, we is cheers.
No, I'm not, man. Excuse me, my audience. Because niggas cover fucking up, bro. Yeah. Nigga, yeah.
What's up, Liz? You playing ball? Huh?
Hey, let's go back to the video.
You sent that?
Yeah, man. Come on, man. Let's tap back in, y'all. My bad. I got 3 viewers. Let's go back.
Buzz in Atlanta's underground scene. They had the street credibility, the musical talent, and the work ethic that P was looking for. But most importantly, they didn't have the industry connections or business knowledge to negotiate a fair deal. P's strategy was brilliant in its simplicity. He identified young, hungry artists who were already making noise but didn't have access to the industry infrastructure they needed to take their careers to the next level. He offered them something they couldn't get anywhere else, a real partnership with someone who understood their world. But here's where P's business model gets really clever and really shady. He wasn't just signing artists to traditional record deals. He was creating 360-degree partnerships that gave QC control over every aspect of the artist's careers: recording, publishing, merchandising, touring, and even social media presence. The genius of this approach was that P didn't need massive upfront investments to get started. He was essentially betting on artists who were already building their own buzz. QC would provide the industry connections and business infrastructure, but the artists were still doing most of the work to build their brands and fan bases. According to the lawsuit documents that came out when the Migos sued QC, P was structuring deals that gave him maximum control and maximum profit while giving artists minimum ownership of.
Yeah, man, that's how everybody, you know. But damn, they don't even. It's kind of, but listen, it got to be ugly. Like all that money, they did some 300 million. Where the beans come in? You need to let me know where these beans come in there, cause I mean, we know they give him the jewelry, all this nothing. That's probably why Thug probably was better. I think Thug probably had a better deal than him. I don't know, cause he had his own label. I wonder why the Migos never did their own label. But that's it, no doubt.
Of their own success. The contracts were designed to last forever, with automatic renewals tied to QC's distribution deals. Think about how insidious that is. As long as QC had a distributor, whether that was Capitol, Atlantic, Warner, or Sony, the artist's contracts would just keep renewing automatically. The artist could never actually leave QC unless QC lost all of its distribution deals, which was never going to happen. The Migos lawsuit revealed some wild details about how these contracts worked in practice. They claimed their publishing percentages were way below industry standard, and that QC was taking the majority of revenue that should have been going to the artists. We're talking about a group that had multiple platinum albums and billions of streams, but they were getting paid like they were still underground artists. But the most damaging allegation was that the lawyer who negotiated their contracts also worked for QC. Think about that for a second. The person who was supposed to be protecting the Migos' interests was actually working for the other side. That's like having your divorce lawyer also represent your spouse. It's a complete conflict of interest, and it explains how P was able to get artists to sign such unfavorable deals. This is where you start to see P's real strategy. He wasn't just signing artists, he was creating a system where he controlled every aspect of their business. The artists thought they were getting a fair deal, but the contracts were structured to benefit QC at every level.
But who don't, though? That's how they do, bro. You be out here young and hungry, got some money, you got a little buzz, got some money. Like, boy, listen, when nigga throw that bag in front of you, nigga probably got done locking nigga in 50,000, 100,000, bro. They ain't never seen that in your life. You in the hood, you in this little bubble, bro. You ain't never seen that much money in your damn life. You, of course, you like, hell yeah, 100,000. I'm saying I ain't never seen it. You probably seen 100,000 in the hood, but it's all fronts and all that, but it ain't yours. Like $100,000 profit, bro. You can't even break down enough. Now that's what the money was. When you could break down, man, when you could break down a pound back in the day, Nick for Nick, a brick, an ounce for ounce. But listen, you was balling. You understand? Those such things break down no more. But for a young upcoming rapper, like, of course they gonna be hungry. Of course, oh yeah, nigga, 100,000. I'm doing $50 shows, shit circuit like this. That's how they trap them. We know that, but who the fuck gonna do something about it? Like by the time you locked in on this political paper, and these niggas got the police on the side, you a street nigga, so you know what I'm saying. But that's fucked up. You got an in-house lawyer, this nigga, but that's what you should already know. No, you can't do that. That should board, Northern board, everything. But let's say you get what you negotiate for. Like it's just like when you out here selling, but listen, I got that A1, boy. Listen, I got that 5. This right here, 100 grand. This is $100 grand. But listen, I ain't taking no 95. I'm taking this. You negotiate what you get. It's harsh to hear, but that's just how it is. Ain't nobody gonna do you no favors in this world. I'm telling you this right here. If you're young, overcome artist, whatever, I'm telling you right, ain't nobody really, don't never believe in that brother shit. If they went right there, came out your mama womb or whatever, been in the trenches with you, or not, sometimes they don't even mean nothing, but that's a whole nother story. But nigga, in business, it's never brother in business. Just always know that. It's never family in business unless it is a family business. But never go through that brother shit. I just heard T-Pain talk about the same situation. He was like, man, DJ Khaled, allegedly DJ Khaled, like, he always talking about brother shit. So all them hits you hear from T-Pain when they did that shit with Lil Wayne, we taking over. So I think T-Pain was on a lot of them fucking hits. Like, bro, you mean to tell me he did that shit on the scrimble, but DJ Khaled had a bigger plan? Like, yeah, we thought you were doing for your home, but it was gonna reciprocate. It should reciprocate, but that ain't what happened. But just make sure don't go for that, my brother shit. But let's continue.
But if you really want to understand how P operates, you need to look at his relationship with Lil Baby, because Baby's story shows you exactly how P builds up an artist, gains their trust, and then positions himself to cash out when the money gets big. When P first signed Lil Baby in 2017, Baby was nobody in the music industry. He was fresh out of prison, trying to make something happen with his music, but he didn't have the connections or the resources to break through. Baby had been locked up for 2 years on charges, and when he got out, the Atlanta music scene had completely changed. P saw something in Baby that other people missed. It wasn't just the musical talent. It was the hunger, the work ethic, and the street credibility that Baby brought to the table. But most importantly, Baby was in a vulnerable position where he needed QC more than QC needed him. According to P himself, the early days of Baby's career were rough. P used to send Baby out on promo runs where there would be 3 people in the crowd. Baby would call him back complaining about making no money, about the small crowds, about how hard the grind was, but P kept telling him the same thing. Don't think about money right now, just think about putting yourself in front of a crowd of people. Your breakthrough comes from your sacrifice. That sounds inspirational, right? Like a mentor helping a young artist develop his craft. But when you understand P's business model, you realize what was really happening. P was investing minimal money in Baby's development while Baby was doing all the work to build his brand and his fan base. The sacrifice P was talking about wasn't just about Baby giving up fast money from the streets. It was about Baby building an empire that P would ultimately control. Every show Baby did, every fan he gained, every song he recorded was increasing the value of QC's investment, but Baby didn't own any of that value. QC did. P was essentially getting Baby to create his own value while QC maintained ownership of that value. Baby was grinding, performing for small crowds, building his fan base one person at a time. But all of that work was increasing QC's assets, not Baby's net worth. And this strategy worked perfectly. Baby went from doing shows for 3 people to becoming one of the biggest rappers in the world. His streaming numbers exploded, his albums went platinum, and he became the face of Atlanta's new generation of hip-hop. Songs like Drip Too Hard and Life Goes On turned Baby into a household name. But here's the thing, the more successful Baby became—
Drip Too Hard was the best. That Drip Too Hard. When Baby came out with that Drip Too Hard, I don't know where you was at, but I think I was on the road with my nigga Keith. My nigga Keith put me up on that nigga. I was like, God damn, what this nigga is? Drip Too Hard, onto the car, nigga way. Because everybody was right. Listen, bro. They made them up. But you know how much money they made off that goddamn Drip Too Hard too? Man. But Lil Baby eating though, he ain't complaining. So I don't think
became the more valuable QC became, not Baby himself. This is where P's genius really shows. He didn't just sign Baby to a record deal, he created a situation where Baby's success was completely tied to QC's success. Baby couldn't—
But like, why should we have to tap in with niggas who tapped in? Like, that shit is crazy. Like, if you know a nigga hot, like, but I don't know, Atlanta different. I guess that nigga look like he ain't from America. Yeah, I think so.
Couldn't leave without giving up everything he had built. He couldn't renegotiate without P's approval. He was trapped in a system that P had designed to benefit QC first and the artist second. But Baby didn't see it that way. He saw P as the person who had believed in him when nobody else would. The relationship between P and Baby was built on more than just business. P positioned himself as a father figure, a mentor, someone who genuinely cared about Baby's success. He was at Baby's shows, he was promoting Baby's music on social media, and he was constantly talking about how proud he was of Baby's growth. But that emotional connection was also a business strategy. The closer Baby felt to P personally, the less likely he was to question the business arrangements or look too close.
See how rule your goddamn family be? You be trying to be on live. They want to come and just talk to while I'm trying to goddamn do my thing. That's how they be. This nigga here. You gonna get your ass on the line, nigga, get on.
At the contracts he had signed. P was using Baby's loyalty and gratitude as tools to maintain control over his career. What made P's strategy even more effective was the timing. QC was founded right as the music industry was transitioning from physical sales and downloads to streaming. This shift completely changed how artists could build careers and how labels could generate revenue. In the old model, labels needed significant upfront investment to manufacture CDs, get radio play, and secure retail distribution. But in the streaming era, an artist could build a massive fan base with just a laptop and an internet connection.
Just think about that. You take your time, you go to the studio, do all that shit, and they take your shit and just take your shit. You get all the show money, but they get you all around the world because I think the algorithm is holding anybody back. There's a certain shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's certain shit. Like, damn. Like, what? How the hell that shit can't make it to China without them? It's a system. They swear they ain't got a chokehold. They got a chokehold on everything.
connection. This leveled the playing field in some ways, but it also created new opportunities for exploitation. P understood the streaming game better than most executives. He realized that streaming success wasn't just about having good music. It was about understanding algorithms, playlists.
It's about algorithms, commercial branding. It's a lot of shit that, like, with this streaming, they want to use your shit for advertising, and they got control of all that. The artists ain't seeing none of that. That's crazy. Damn, my people bad.
Playlist placement and fan engagement. QC invested heavily in digital marketing and streaming optimization, which gave their artists a huge advantage. But here's where it gets interesting. In the Young Thug phone calls that were leaked during his legal troubles, we hear P talking about buying streams for his artists. He's literally bragging about spending $50,000 to buy.
Like, I heard the Migos on a CD, a burnt CD, in my nigga car. There wasn't no damn screaming. They made it right before screaming. Go ahead.
Streams for Gunna's album to help it beat The Weeknd on the charts. P says in the call, like you never earned a #1 album, I spent 50 extra grand buying streams for you to beat me, and Cash know the same plug, so Cash could have did the same thing, but Cash like let it go. This reveals something crucial about how P operates. He's not just relying on organic success. He's actively manipulating the metrics that determine chart positions and industry recognition. And he's doing it in a way that makes the artists feel like they owe him for their success.
Guess what though? If he do got a well, let me not try to like, well, shit. It sounds like allegedly he trying to say that he got one of them farming houses probably back in his homeland. Like, yeah, nigga, I get you the screen. They got all these cell phones in the house screaming the music all day, the whole album. This shit real. That's why they buy old phones. We buy old phones. We buy junk phones. What you think they're doing with the phones? We probably got accounts open in our name, probably while our credit fucked up. Selling them damn broke ass phones, and they reactivate them in your name once they fix them. Shit. Better look alive.
Think about the psychology of that. Gunna thinks he earned a #1 album through his talent and hard work. But P is telling someone else that he bought that success for Gunna. So Gunna feels grateful to P for believing in him, while P knows that he literally purchased.
Y'all better do y'all homework again. Yeah. Even on Saturday. Yes, I make my kids do their homework on Saturday. Don't get mad at me. Oh, you did? Okay, you gonna do it again then. No. Yeah, well, stop bothering me then. Okay, better go play. You see how I do that? Reverse psychology. Go.
Purchased Gunna's chart position. This is manipulation at its finest. P is creating artificial success, then using that success to justify his control over the artist's career. The artist thinks they're successful because of their talent and P's guidance, but P knows he's been pulling strings behind the scenes. The streaming era also made it easier for P to hide how much money QC was really making from each artist. In the old model, you could look at album sales and get a rough idea of how much revenue an artist was generating. But streaming revenue...
No, right here. You don't know how many ads you got. You probably got ads all over the UK and Jamaica. The music probably just everywhere on soundtracks. Migos shit everywhere. Especially that shit with Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. What is it called? Motorsport. Put that thing in sport. Pop it like a court. Boy, listen, them niggas shit. I remember the Da Vinci. My mama told me to go get it. See, them shits I love. Them albums y'all sleep on. That was the Da Vinci. My mama told me to go get it. Da Vinci, go get it. That was that nigga take.
Revenue is much more complex, with different rates for different platforms, different deals for different territories, and complex formulas for calculating payouts. This complexity gave P Cover to structure deals that heavily favored QC while making it difficult for artists to understand exactly how much money they were leaving on the table. The artists knew they were successful, but they didn't necessarily know how successful they should be financially. P also used the streaming era to expand QC's reach beyond just Atlanta.
Oh, shit. Now that I think about it, let me tell you what I think allegedly. Why Takeoff left. Not Takeoff, my bad, RFP Takeoff. Why Offset left. Offset wasn't trying to forgive that nigga. When he found out niggas probably was stealing, they wanted to buy him out, doing all Offset. Hell no, man. He got me fucked up. And Quavo, like, man, that nigga put us on though, man. They're like, yeah, we ain't had shit. See, quit thinking you ain't had shit when you got talent. When you got talent, you got something. See, they need your talent or they wouldn't give you shit. If you wasn't talented, you wouldn't have shit. You feel what I'm saying? Never let them feel like a motherfucker gave you something because you had talent. They would never give a goddamn homeless, excuse me, they would never give a homeless person nothing because they ain't or whatever. It's a lot of, they ain't not homeless, a lot of talented homeless people. They wouldn't give a no talented motherfucker money. Excuse me what I'm saying. Money, period. They didn't have talent. So don't never downplay your talent. They gave you that money because you was talented. If they couldn't capitalize, you wouldn't get it. You think if I was out here still hustling, you think I'm gonna give it to somebody who just gonna jack the money off, just snort all the drugs, do all the drugs? No, I'm gonna give it to the hustling ass nigga. Cause I know that money gonna get reciprocated, it's gonna get duplicated. So always value yourself first and your worth, and know your talent. So that's why you won't be in that situation. Then in the other section was like, damn, yeah, you right, man. But them, yeah, man, they took advantage of young niggas. You know what I'm saying? Now look what happened, because that group broke up for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying that's the case, but it got to be something doing money. It got to be.
Streaming platforms are global, which meant that QC's artists could build international fan bases without the traditional infrastructure of international record labels. But again, QC controlled those relationships and captured most of the value from international success. But the Scooter Braun situation isn't the only time we've seen P snake his artists. The Young Thug phone calls revealed a whole pattern of behavior that shows how P really operates behind the scenes. These calls were recorded while Thug was in jail, and they provide an unfiltered look at how industry insiders really talk about business when they think nobody is listening. In one of the most damaging calls, Young Thug is talking to Baby about P, and Thug is basically trying to open Baby's eyes to what's really happening. Thug tells Baby, "You can't do that, man. That's a fact, bro. You wrong about that anyway. A rat is a rat, bro. I understand all that. A dude helped put you on. Listen, man, a dude is a rat. I don't care what the hell that dude gave. That dude give me $1 million, man. You a rat." Now, Thug is referring to the stunner situation we talked about earlier, but what's interesting is how he's trying to explain to Baby that P's character issues go deeper than just business. Thug is saying that someone who would cooperate with police to eliminate a threat is the same type of person who would betray his business partners when the money gets big enough. But Thug doesn't stop there. He starts breaking down the business side of things, and this is where it gets really revealing. Thug tells...
so crazy because he been kind of quiet. He been out the way. He got a $300 million. They ain't him and Coach K. So what about Coach K? Like, I mean, this ain't my politics, but damn. But yeah, this is a hell of a narrative. I mean, I'm just saying, shit. This is what the end of the do, but this narrative, but listen, he took his time. Who the hell he got? But hip hop, I don't know who he is. Hip hop history.
Tells Baby, you know what I'm saying? He the people only getting behind your label because of you. They not buying your label because of Migos. Those dudes in the red, those dudes ain't making no money. Watch out, those dudes in the red. What Thug is saying is that QC's value is almost entirely based on Baby's success. The Migos aren't generating the same revenue they used to, and the other artists on the label aren't moving the needle.
I think what he's saying is like, yeah, I mean, they already born. They already in the red. Like, they got access to it, but they already be owing them. So you already underbid. No, you wonder why you ain't got this. Because they probably had a hell of a. I was in the streets. So I wasn't going to concerts. So they was having their run. I was having to run in the streets. Listen to me go. You know what I'm saying? Benji. Yeah, it was like that. Gucci, Versace, nigga. Fuck, nigga. I ain't even have Versace. I think I had back there, nigga. What I had? What was it? What was out there? Nigga, this was wearing our own clothes, nigga.
Needle financially. Baby is carrying the entire label, but he's not getting compensated like the star that he is. This is a crucial insight into how QC's business model works. P has structured the label so that one or two major artists subsidize the entire operation. Baby's success is paying for everyone else's careers, but Baby doesn't have any ownership stake that reflects his actual contribution to QC's value. Thug goes even further, saying, one or two of them done bought their stuff back from your ass anyway.
Hey, you know what I'm thinking? Why we ain't got stories of the country, the white country people doing business like this, getting played and finesse? Why is it only in hip hop and R&B? Then they don't even be the people with the money. That's the craziest part of this whole shit. They don't even be the people with the money, but they go sign the bad contract because they come with a black face like this, bad intentions, because they ain't got no talent, but they know somebody with money. Scammers got a scam, allegedly got a scam written all over his damn. Excuse me, this is my opinion.
Then gave you 15, 20 million of their little hard-earned money, bought that stuff back, so you them sure got all them anyway. This suggests that some QC artists have actually paid to get out of their contracts, which means P was making money both from their success and from their desire to leave. That's a wild business model. Profit from artists when they're successful, then profit again when they want to escape. Think about how twisted that is. P signs artists to contracts that heavily favor QC. When the artists become successful, P profits from their success. When the artists realize they're being exploited and want to leave, P makes them pay millions to get out.
But I'm gonna just say it. Yes, baby.
I want to go to the doctor.
Okay. What's wrong?
Me too. I'm gonna stab my head. Me too.
Okay.
Me too.
Go boo boo.
Daddy. Let the doctor.
Okay. Hey, boy, go sit down. But listen, it ain't just him. Like, you got record labels like Leo Corn. You got, man, this I Am a Legend. Like, you got all kind of big execs. But you know what I'm saying? They don't look like us with the real money. Like, they don't look like us. Like, Master P, Baby, they got a hell of a deal. You know what I'm saying? It's Main Dupree. You know what I'm saying? They got a hell of a deal. Like, now it's just 360. You sign a 360, you might well be 360. You in a spin cycle. But if you can't sell out arenas, ain't no need to sign no deal. If you can't go on tour, sell out arenas, you know what I'm saying? You might well just take the club money, just hit the road, take the club money, get booked. Basically. Because, you know what I'm saying? Thug coming to Charlotte, I'm coming to Charlotte. That's my girl. He can't sell out in Atlanta. I said, man, ain't no damn money in Atlanta right now, man. It's a chokehold on the economy right now, man. Shit. You know what I mean? But it's just crazy, man. Me watching this shit, I can't believe this shit. He still
It's
ain't
like charging someone rent to live in a house, then charging them again to move out.
Yeah.
But the most revealing part of these calls is when Thug talks about how P operates with other labels and business partners. Thug is trying to explain to Baby that P's loyalty only goes one way. He expects loyalty from his artists, but he doesn't reciprocate when it conflicts with his financial interests. The crazy part.
Yeah, man. Let me get off of this because I ain't trying to disturb no shit. This shit here, I thought this shit was some real shit. Okay, I'm coming. I thought it was some real shit. This is, but I mean, but you know, you never know. You know what I mean? He keep talking about Thug. I don't like that. Why you talking about Thug and it's supposed to be QCP, Migo, and Lil Baby business? That's crazy, man. Come on, man. You can't be doing all that. Damn. Tighten up, my boy. Stop saying that. But yeah, man, it was a little tap in for a little bit. I gotta take care of the kiddo. The boy be back. We'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back. The boy be back. I'll be back like Cook, Craig. Yeah, just to be exact. I'll be back. But yeah, man, make sure you like, subscribe, and share, man. I'm gonna be back, man. Say your boy Ebro got fired from 92.5, you know. Boy Ebro. Yeah, man. You know, when it's your time, man. You ain't moved, you ain't pushing the needle. You ain't pushing the needle over there, bro. Like, you ain't influencing shit. That's just legend, like I feel, but you know, shout out to you. Shout out to y'all, whoever watched today. For this little bit of hour, I gotta take care of my babies right quick. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Fuck what they talking about. We out of here. The Feel Me Podcast, your boy Neutron the Don. You feel me?
Just cut on the beat, stay on the sidewalk, cause you wasn't in the street. Fuck what they talking about. Just cut on the beat, stay on the sidewalk, cause you wasn't in the street. Fuck what they talking about, fuck what they talking about, fuck what they talking about. Fuck what they talking about, fuck what they talking about, fuck what they talking about. Fuck what they talking about, fuck what they talking about, fuck what they talking about.
See you later. Thank you for tuning in.
Born in the street,
Hey, please subscribe.
Please
subscribe. They gonna get on
so you got it on your mind.
Please subscribe.
Can't correct, knowing you ain't built like that. Send the best get killed like
Thank you. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Keep the outbanger. Yeah, got a whole lot of straightening. Last time I checked was no
Set it still.
floor vacant. Fuck what they talking.
Set it still.
Just cut on the beat, stay on the sidewalk, cause you wasn't in the street. Fuck what they